be pointed right down the course. You can see as they call them getting ready to go, everybody's pretty relaxed right now. They're sitting there, they're tapping around, their blades are feathered on the water. And then here they are coming to the start right now, and we are off. We've got to start on our first semifinal.
And yes, as Matt has just pointed out to me, the top 3 crews by virtue of time, like I mentioned earlier, that Halifax athlete in lane 9, the Gulliver athlete in lane 8, and the Belen athlete in lane 6, based on the times from earlier this afternoon, will be the athletes to watch. And it does look like that is going to be the case. Off the start, it is the 4 boats on the right-hand side, plus an athlete from lane 3, that is Mr. Esteva, another Belen athlete, that have taken the initial start and gone off like a gun.
There you go. All right, so we can see how competitive this race is, where nobody's really fallen off the back end, with the possible exception of the North Palm entry. So everybody's well into it. We're just coming up in the first minute. So they have finished up their starting sequence, which is 5 strokes get going, probably a high 20, and settle. And now they're into their base, which is the number of strokes a minute that they can maintain. Our first 3 boats over there on the right-hand side, right along the wave attenuator, which is our fastest crews, Halifax, Gulliver, Prep, and Manatee, are starting to break away from the field.
And if you remember from the races earlier this afternoon, across all 4 of the heats in the junior single, there was one standout single and not a lot of competition, not a lot of close racing. It was pretty spread out across the board, across even all 4 heats. And you can already see the difference that sorting these crews, filtering out a lot of the slower crews has done to the competition and reorganizing the heat. Very, very tight racing, which is completely different than what we've seen earlier in the afternoon.
Yeah, and it kind of brings into question, were they going really hard? Did they have to go really hard? You know, what kind of energy management? Did they go hard enough just to get in there and they saved it for now? But if you're not in the lead 4, it's do or die. So we have 3 that are already out there, and then now it's really getting interesting. We can see the 3 crews, which are over on our left-hand side of our jumbotron, and you can see how good they are. And then our 4th crew is right alongside there. That would be the crew from Belen Jesuit. So it's really playing based upon the seed. It's looking good, and so. Will they go that hard? Do you have to qualify? How hard do you have to go? They're going to race again tomorrow. We'll see. And but it's really moving along very well.
Yeah, it's definitely not comfortable for that 4th place Belen athlete, Mr. Gonzalez, because he has his teammate to contend with 2 lanes over, Mr. Latchley, and Mr. Hyams from Treasure Coast as well, breathing down his neck to try and snatch away that last A final qualifying spot. Again, it is top 4 going to the A final, remaining boats to the B final, and it does look like the top 3 at least have been very, very set, at least, but the order within that top 3 is still up for grabs. Very, very tight racing between Mr. Osorio in the Gulliver Prep crew and Mr. Zielinski in Manatee County.
Right, but the class act right now in this one is the young gentleman from Halifax,
Mr. Gray.
He is just doing a really great job, and I can speak personally. When you're ahead and you can look back there, it makes the pain a little bit less, and it gives you a little bit more power in your legs if you feel like you can really connect and push that other crews away from you.
And that is one thing that was remarkably of note for this sculler out in front, Mr. Gray. He was extremely comfortable, and it looked like he could row like this, you know, all day. And there's no different here. Even though he's striking at a much higher rhythm than he was in the heat, he's putting a lot more energy. He's being a lot more aggressive. He still looks smooth. He still looks relaxed. He still looks like he could row at this pace all day. And
yeah, but
that is the trademark of a very experienced athlete.
That is a guy who's well schooled and has locked in his technique. You know, one of the things is if you're not technique is what allows you to apply power. So and that's what George E. Alexandros used to say. So if you have the technique, you can apply the power. But then again, if you have the power and the stability in order to last, you can hold on to your technique. So they both help each other from either ends of the equation. So now we're seeing the top four, and they are really setting themselves apart. And the question becomes, when do they relax? And they probably will.
As they come down to the final sprints here, Mr. Gray striking still aggressively, but continuing to look very relaxed out in front, followed by Mr. Osorio.
It's really starting to get tight for number 4.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Berlin is starting. He has to really watch out, because a couple of lanes over is Sebastian River and the other Berlin crew. He's got to hold on and be clean.
And in the first, taking the win in the first semifinal, the boys junior single, is Gray from Halifax with an arm in the air and his signature heart celebration. Great, great stuff to see. Next across the line is Mr. Osorio from Gulliver Prep. In third place is Manatee County's Mr. Zielinski. And finally, rounding out the top 4 and a finalist for the race tomorrow is going to be Belen Jesuits' Mr. Gonzalez out of lane 6. Tight finish for 5th and 6th respectively between Treasure Coast Mr. Hyams and Sebastian Rivers Lockley in that order. Excuse me, Sebastian Rivers Lockley and Mr. Esteva from Belen in that order. Those are 5th and 6th respectively. They will both be headed to the B final, followed by the North Palm Beach athlete Mr. Tamirbek. And rounding out the pack will be the Treasure Coast athlete Mr. Hyams, and he will also be headed to the B final. So very, very tight racing across the board between your A finalists and B finalists that we will be seeing tomorrow. And a strong time there. There's just a great sportsmanship, and you can really tell, being in the single, it's very, very lonely out there. So having that respect and camaraderie with your competitors is something that is very commonly seen in the singles, and no different in that shot there today.
That's